Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play WazHack. Last time we were being Cham the Sinister, who's currently a level 4 sorcerer. Let's jump in. I didn't really remember what the state of our skills and such was, because it's been a few days. Oh yeah, that's right, we learnt 100% jumping. Oh yes, jumping. And we are being Biolark race, as you probably recall. So, what stuff do we have? We have Cursed Amulet of Unchanging, which, as I recall, I decided not to wear because even though being unchanging is more or less a beneficial effect, not being able to take it off in favour of something better is kind of an issue. We need to identify the wooden shield, or at least establish whether it's cursed or not. And when we do that, it might be worth switching to the uncursed +1 elven dagger. But I do have a level of polearm skill in the use of staffs, so we might stick with the staff anyway. Cursed lamp is a bit of a problem. It looks like it's just a normal lamp because it's recording use of oil, which means it doesn't have a genie in it. But of course, the fact that it's cursed is always a bad thing. And we need to identify that bronze ring as well. We do have a scroll of identify, so I think, first things first, I'm going to identify that ring. Like so. Bronze ring is uncursed +2 ring of regeneration. So, let's just whack that on, shall we? Ram it onto our finger. There we go. So, presumably we'll start regenerating faster now, which is nice. I noticed that we're hungry, but we don't have a lot to eat. I seem to recall that was looking like being a problem the last time. And it's something that does tend to crop up in WazHack. Blue Cape might turn out to be something good, you never know. And of course, a spellbook is worth a read. In WazHack, it seems to go one way or the other. Either you... Oh, bloody hell. Either you get plenty of food, or you get almost none. That seems to be the way it goes. Elite Leonids. That at least takes the edge off the hunger. Did we have a wand? We do have wands. I didn't really want to resort to a wand of striking for the snake, but at the same time I feel like it might be a good plan. So, we need to finish reading this spellbook, since we were interrupted. But yeah, WazHack runs seem to either have plentiful food or almost no food at all. Too advanced to comprehend. That's annoying. So that means we... I don't know. I don't know if our ability to comprehend spellbooks improves just from gaining levels. I know certain classes have talents, so our Wand of Striking is empty now. But I know some classes have talents that... let's use Potion of Blindness, that allow them to improve their book reading ability, but I don't think this is one of them. Okay, we've got problems here. I don't think Spell of Jumping is going to help. Let's read this scroll. Enchant Armour is not what I was after. Potion of Blindness doesn't seem to have helped. Staff of Death. I wonder if that will actually... I wonder if it has some kind of special ability. Some kind of death ability. Let's see. Store spell. Doesn't look like it. Looks like Staff of Death is just a name. That's unfortunate because I think this spider's actually going to finish us off. We have no way to teleport away. Our Wand of Striking is empty. Holy Water and Potion of Blindness aren't hugely helpful. Black Potion is probably just ink or something. I'm going to drink the Black Potion. Oh, we have other potions as well. Ah! They just didn't come up in the throw menu. Okay, first things first. Potion of Healing. Next. Invisibility. And then let's throw Potion of Polymorph and hope that we turn it into something weaker. We might turn it into something worse, but I have to try. Okay, so it's turned into a jackal. That's better. That was a lucky escape there, actually. It was a bit rough. We could use our pet here, really, but I think we misplaced our pet in the previous episode. We could really, really do with some spells that are actually useful. that spellbook might simply be too much for us at this point. Or... oh, crap on a stick. The spellbook might be too much for us at the moment, or it might be cursed. Could go either way. Come on, come on. Alright, run away. This is ridiculous. There has to be a way to get out of this. What other spells do we have? We have extra healing, so let's take that. Let's gain level. And... I guess weapon precision. Try and make us a bit more effective with this staff. Down you go. Wow, that actually felt like weapon precision made a lot of difference. Surprisingly. Good call, anyway. I'm going to ignore the boots because boots are mostly rubbish and I don't have any way to identify them at the moment anyway. So let's move on. I can't believe we've had 2 such narrow escapes from encroaching spiders in such rapid succession. I'm actually quite pleased with that. There will be some of you, no doubt, fuming at the screen for some dumb mistake I made, but I feel quite pleased with the way that turned out. I felt like I leveraged my assets as much as possible to create an escape route, and survived as a result, which is what most roguelikes are all about, really. Making the best use of the resources you have to try and get through the challenges facing you. Let's read this spellbook. Thick spellbook doesn't bode well. Come on, be readable. Yes. Oh, knock. Not tremendously useful. I think you can knock enemies, but maybe I'm thinking of a different spell. Let's try it, shall we? Let's try knocking this kobold. Yeah, you can knock it. Doesn't do a lot of damage, though. Basically just pushes it back. It's probably not a great use of magical power. That orc, or whatever it is, hill orc, is probably going to be an issue here. We don't really have any means of dealing with it. The only wand we have is create monster, which we definitely don't want to use. Oh, we do actually have an identify scroll. I was unaware. We've got enchant armor, which is fine, but it's not going to turn this battle around. No useful wands. Potions. I mean, red gem might be a firestone, green gem might be a gas stone. You know, they could be good. So I might actually just drop one of those now and run away and hope that it's something good. Or drop both of them, even. But, I mean, none of these really are going to be tremendously useful for taking on these enemies. I'll try the black potion, see what it is. Potion of paralysis! Holy shit! That's actually really, really useful. I can't believe I've got that many potions of paralysis here. Beat him down. Yes! So that's 3 lucky escapes from what could have been very, very close to actually getting killed. Let's eat the hill orc innards. Now we're going to have to rest a bit because we're getting low-ish on health. Of course, we gain our health back more quickly because of that ring of regeneration. Wow, this thing is really doing a number on us. Let's take extra healing and let's paralyze it. I don't like having to waste valuable potions of paralysis like this, but it's either that or die. Not much of a choice, really. So, let's move on. The way we're burning through resources at the moment, I feel like we're not going to get that far with the sorcerer. Oh, shit, a brick. Okay, so this dwarf has toddled down in the top left, behind the messages up there. So we'll paralyse him. That's our last potion of paralysis, which doesn't bode well. We at least got a level up, but we still don't really have any useful spells or anything. I would love to be able to read that proper spellbook. I'll get another level of weapon precision, I think. Since we're relying mainly on beating stuff with our staff. I didn't mean to take that broadsword, so I'll drop that, I think. Short sword, rather. Yeah, I would get levels in things like wizardry and battle magery and such, if not for the fact that we're actually relying on clubbing stuff with our staff. Okay, I'm going to dip. What should I dip? I will dip this +0 dagger in there. Dagger corrodes. Okay. That means that it's not something that will have a pleasant sort of enhancing effect on any of my items, but it might be worth lobbing at enemies. Do I have a potion which I'm happy to replace with whatever corrosive shit is in there? I'm going to say holy water, actually. I don't really get much use out of holy water, and I doubt we'll get... Oh, right. The contents of the fountain actually change between one dip or drink and the next, so it's become a water nymph thing. Okay, at least she's gone into a dead end, but we are being surrounded by enemies. And she's stolen my staff, so we're going to need to equip +1 elven dagger. Oh my god, they've frozen me. She's stolen my clothes. You're sick. And my dagger as well. Okay. Let's knock her. Then try punching her to death. Oh, she's gone. God damn it. Look at the state of me. I've got nothing. Please be... Oh, it's another spellbook of knock. That's no use. I guess I'm going to have to take something from these guys. Oh, man. I probably don't have enough skill and whatnot to be able to use all of this stuff. So, I'm going to just have to take my chances with it like this. I mean, look at me. Do I look like a sorcerer to you? But it's all I've got. You... Oh, God damn it. Well, basically, from the moment that she stole all of my equipment and my clothes, that was never going to end well. Let's see what we were carrying. At least the shoes, ringmail and shield we just put on in desperation were actually fine. They weren't anything debilitating. None of the stones would have helped if I dropped them on the floor, so take some encouragement from that. Should probably have thought to use Potion of Healing there, but to be honest, I don't think it would have saved me. Yeah, there was really nothing there that could have turned it around, in all honesty. I feel not happy at the end of that run, but I feel content that I did everything I reasonably could to get through that situation. So, let's start over. One of you... Sorry, I forget which person it was, but one of you viewers has requested a White Witch run, and I'd actually completely forgotten that the White Witch is a character in this. It's been so long since I last played as a White Witch, and I tend to overlook her simply because I find her so difficult to use. But since it's been requested, and I haven't used her for ages, let's give it a go. White Witch, Denifred the Frozen, lawful evil, which means she's evil, but not in a chaotic, disorganised way, in a very measured, regulated way. So, we start off as the White Witch with robe, 2 scrolls of light, 3 scrolls of light, but one of them's cursed, which I think means it's effectively a scroll of darkness, so I'm going to chuck that away right now. Spellbook of Lightning and a staff. First thing we need to do, of course, which I nearly forgot, is read the Spellbook of Lightning, because based on previous White Witch runs, I'm going to be relying on the Lightning spell to do basically all my fighting for me. I'm also going to rely on it killing my kitten, if memory serves. Because once you get, I think even just a second level of the Lightning spell, it starts blasting your kitten as well as enemies, which is obviously not very desirable, but it seems it can't be helped. At least up until you find another spell, which is certainly not guaranteed. I mean, you saw that with the sorcerer just now. I kept finding crappy spells. I don't think I found a single combat spell, unless you include the slight push effect caused by knock. So I certainly can't rely on finding a spellbook to give me something that can replace my use of lightning. So with a White Witch, I kind of just have to resign myself to killing my own kitten. Piece of jackal meat picked up, so let's scarf that. You're full, that's always good. We'd better have a quick rest to get some health and magic back. I forget whether it's called magic or mana. There it is, mana. I couldn't remember whether it was called that in this. And it is. Now, let's... Oh, I was going to say let's just lightning that goblin, but the cat killed it, so that's fine. And head down. Okay, kobold and goblin. Let's cast lightning on the kobold. And let's cast lightning on the goblin. Oh, don't have enough mana left, so let's retreat. Maybe the cat will deal with it. Yes. And what about this thing? Need to kill that too. Ruby potion. Don't want the daggers. Don't really care. There's a spell book just off to the right there. So I will grab that as soon as this rat is dealt with. Let's grab this and let's have a read. This one's only a thin spell book, so hopefully a lightweight read. I know that actually doesn't have any effect on it. You learn knock! What is it with knock lately? Knock is one of the least useful spells. Because for the most part, you can just bust doors open. You don't need to worry so much about casting magical unlocking spells on them. So, better have a rest, because we're low on both health and mana here. Health is actually more of a concern, really. Helmet could be good, but it's not really suitable for this character class, so we'll ignore that. Same with that one. As the spellcasting class, our magical potency is reduced by anything that's metal. I'm going to take a gamble on drinking this. Blinded. Luckily, I have a carrot. But that was an irritating waste of a carrot there. Let's cast lightning. And grab this potion. And move on. Nothing there. And this tends to be, if memory serves, the way White Witch runs go. You kind of just cast lightning on a load of stuff, and otherwise you're pretty much helpless. It's one of the reasons I'm not very fond of using the White Witch. I find her very, very difficult to use effectively. You're beginning to feel hungry, of course, because we keep having to rest to regain our mana. Let's have a read of this dark brown spellbook. Be something good. Force Bolt. Not bad. Not brilliant, but it at least provides a viable alternative to the lightning spell. Lightning spell. I went all Nottingham there. Lightning spell. It provides a viable alternative to the lightning spell, which might actually not get our kitten killed. So that's the thing. What do we have on the scroll front? Scrolls of Light. We don't have any Identify, or even any scrolls which might be Identify. Which is awkward, because I'd like to identify the cape. And of course, both of these amulets. Even the cursed one. But we have nothing. Nothing at all which might be an Identify. So I'll console myself with some goblin innards, which sound weirdly crunchy. All the foods in this go crunch, crunch, even when they're raw internal organs, which is pretty unpleasant. Mmm! A spleen! Alright, so, which would probably be the reaction to eating a spleen, frankly. Oh. I think I pressed 3 there to cast my Force Bolt. Yeah, only 42% success. So we're going to be stuck with lightning a while longer. I can gain a level of... Literacy is a good one, so we can identify all spellbooks. But... Wizardry for faster mana regen is probably going to be the most practical option at this point. I do want to use Force Bolt, but evidently it's much harder for me to cast, so that's not necessarily going to be the most valid choice at the moment, or at least the most useful choice. I will take a level of literacy now I've got a second level here. Which means I can read all books, which, as you remember from the sorcerer, can be an issue. If you keep finding scrolls but you just can't eat them. I mean, if you keep finding books but can't read them. God, I got that completely wrong. Okay, let's kick this open and get out. Wizard Hat might actually be useful. Lockpick might be. Couple of scrolls. Forked Wand. Leave the longbow. So, let's try the scrolls, see if we've got an Identify. Scroll of Taming is not what I was looking for. Remove Curse is also not what I was looking for. I mean, it's fine. You know, it is a positive effect, but it's not the one I was after. Nonetheless, let's head down. What about Force Bolt? Yeah. See, it's not tremendously powerful. I mean, the snake survived Force Bolt. I have my doubts that it would have survived lightning. Yeah, we still only have 42% chance to cast Force Bolt, even after a couple of level ups. Let's go with lightning. Okay, couple more scrolls for us to try out. Hopefully, one will be an identify. I will also eat the goblin innards. No! The cat ate the goblin innards! God damn it! Alright, well, let's read the scrolls. Identify. Okay, first up, let's go with one of these amulets. Amulet of Strangulation. No. The other one? Amulet versus Poison. Well, that's alright. That scroll's magic mapping. I mean, I'll wear the amulet versus poison simply because, you know, being resistant to poison is a positive effect, and the amulet isn't cursed, so I can just take it off again if I find a better one. But it's a shame that it's not something more impressive. It seems that I'm detecting a trap here. I'm not sure what's giving me that trap detection effect. That's a little weird. Not sure. But, since I just picked up another Identify scroll, let's have a read of that. And identify probably that hat. Yeah. Okay. Cornuthalm. Don't know what one of those is, but I'm going to put it on. Since it's blessed. Okay, didn't give me any armor advantage, but it might bestow some kind of effect on me. I'm not sure. Maybe I can find out. Knowledge. Grants the wearer great intelligence, especially when enchanted. I don't think it is enchanted, it's blessed. It might work a little better, or a lot better. So, sounds like it just boosts your intelligence stat. Which is fine. As a magic user, that is, of course, a useful effect. Let's Force Bolt this spider, which was insufficient. And it survived lightning there as well. Okay, here we go. We've upgraded the lightning spell, so now, unfortunately, our kitten's days are numbered. At the moment, our kitten is invisible, so I think that's what took out the spider just there. But let's have a rest. Come on, keep resting. Ugh, I didn't care about feeling hungry. Just sleep. I want at least some of my mana back. There we go. Okay, gas spore is more of a problem, so let's Force Bolt it. There we go. Yeah. And now we're down to fairly depleted mana again. But that's okay. Managed to zap that goblin from a distance. The eye, of course, is kind of an issue. Any food here? No. Eye could be a problem. Don't have enough mana to shoot it. So I will come over here and rest. Oh, getting weak from hunger. That bodes poorly. Still not enough mana. Well, we'll just leave the eye to its business then. We really need some food here. I'm going to start quaffing potions and see if one of them fills me up. Potion of acid. Yay. Heartburn. Your tongue turns black because it's a potion of ink. Monster detection. Hallucination. Healing. Nothing. Invisibility. Okay. I mean, hallucination isn't a huge problem, but it is irritating. The big problem, of course, is hunger. So, hopefully, this enemy is something that will grant me food. There we go, zapping our cat, which is definitely not ideal, but can't really be helped. What? Why am I stop moving left! Something has confused or stunned me. Any food there? No. Well, since we're at the point of almost starving to death, I'm going to eat my carrot and my apple. I don't like squandering carrots and apples like that, but I had to do something. Help me out with the monster. Okay, level up. Gonna take gastronomy to try and avoid starving to death. We've got a couple of spell books here, of course, which could prove to be very, very useful indeed. Yeah, my cat just died. And we'll take those. And now we're going to read the spell books. I don't know if we can while hallucinating, but I'm going to try. Cure sickness. And the other one is... not raise the dead. I'll learn it, but... no, it's too difficult. I mean, raise the dead is kind of a dodgy spell. You might remember me using that in an older video where I kept summoning skeletons to fight for me, and they're very powerful fighters, but sooner or later they turn on you, always, and you have to be strong enough to beat them, which is a tall order because they're so damn powerful. Okay, let's blast this thing. There we go. Any meat? Giant rat meat. Yeah, in my mouth. And a scroll of remove curse. Now, we need to have a rest to get some of our mana back, because we're very low on mana, and now that the kitten's dead, our spells are really all we have to fight with. So at this point, as we stand here in a portentously empty corridor, I'm going to call it a day. Thanks for watching as always, and rejoin me for more WazHack the next time round. Until then, bye for now.